Hello traders and welcome to another video review. Today is Tuesday, August 12th, 2025. Let's take a look at the economic calendar for today. Almost no important data releases overnight session except Reserve Bank of Australia interest rate decision that was made 3 hours ago, and the RBA decided to cut the interest rate from 3.85 to 3.60 just as expected. Together with the interest rate decision, monetary policy statement and the rate statement had been issued. Data from the UK average earning index down from 5 to 4.6%. Climate change increases from minus 15,500 to minus 6.2 thousand. Unemployment rate in line with the expectations at the level of 4.7%. German current conditions and economic sentiment conditions data are scheduled for release at 11 o'clock. There is very significant deterioration of the current conditions from minus 59 to minus 65, and economic sentiment from 52 to 39. So that's a kind of an interesting situation here. And if Germany is going down, the Eurozone is going down, economic sentiment in Germany is expected to be lower, and the economic sentiment in Eurozone is expected to be lower as well, from 36 points to down to 21 points. But this data is scheduled for release at 11 o'clock as well. OPEC monthly report from the US is scheduled for release at 1 o'clock, and then we have, of course, the major data release from the US. Core CPI and CPI data are scheduled for release at 2:30. CPI is expected to decrease from 2.7 to increase from 2.7 to 2.8%, and decrease on quarterly measure from 0.3 to 0.2. Building permits from Canada scheduled for release at 2:30. At 6 o'clock, we got WSADE report. EAA short-term energy outlook is scheduled for release at 6 o'clock. Then at 8 o'clock, we got federal budget balance. And at the end of the day, at 10:30, API weekly crude oil stock data. So, quite interesting day, especially from the Eurozone perspective and the German perspective, because current conditions and economic sentiment looking very interesting and deteriorating faster pace that anyone expected, which is why, without any further ado, let's take a look at charts, and we start with euro dollar. Definitely 4-hour chart of the euro dollar breaks down from the possible triangle pattern instead of towards 1.18. so the level of 1.17 is now the major technical resistance. We broke below this lower trend line. All right, so the upper will be released. We broke below the lower trend line. We broke below 100 periods moving average. We are testing the technical support at 1.1602, local low 1.1591, so that's like 10 pips higher. Nevertheless, the momentum hit the level of 46 points. Now it's hovering around the level of 50, but if this German data will be lower than expected, even below the expectations, then we might have a sell-off on the euro dollar market. Possibly even US dollar will be beneficiary of this movement, and will be flying higher across the board. Nevertheless, the market is positioning themselves ahead of the data release. 1.1601 is the major technical support, 1.1559 is the other one, 1.1545 is the third one. So if the market will move lower on this price on the chart, the hour side will move lower towards the extremely oversold conditions as well. Major technical resistance 1.1699. Cable is about to continue the up swing. 1.3475 is the major technical resistance. If we break above this level, the next target is wave B high 1.3587. Momentum is quite strong, it's positive 65 points, which means that this better than expected data from the UK might kick in that movement to the upside soon. For now, the market is positioning itself just below the major technical resistance. Only a sustained breakout below 100 periods moving average, and those two levels here, those are of course technical support levels, 1.33 71, 1.33 88, might cause a more bearish sentiment on the pound. US dollar versus the Japanese yen breaks to the upside, and bulls are still trying to continue the up movement above the 100 periods moving average, above 148.4. So that was the technical resistance. Next target 149.23, swing high 150.90, and then eventually technical resistance 151.20. For this outlook is being supported by the positive and strong momentum development to the upside. There is still some room here. There is still some room on the RSI. It looks like the bulls on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen market wants to go higher. Now let me just extend this trend line. As you can see, there is still possibility for the market to come higher, but this movement here below the trend line, this consolidation here below the trend line, might be a little bit misleading for the bulls. Nevertheless, we still expect this market to move way higher than it is right now. Let me just place this line here for the swing high from the August 1st, 90.52. Sorry, 150.92 is the first target, just below the major technical resistance. What about the crude oil market? The crude oil broke below the support. Right now, the low was made at 62.79. The bulls are still trying to move above the 64.13 level, 64.52, 64.76, and 64.97. So we got pretty strong supply zone. This is the lowest level since this low here at June 24th was made. So pretty nice movement to the downside after the rejection of 70. Next target is eventually located. Let me just switch to daily, that will be easier. Next target is eventually located here, roughly around 59.86, roughly around $60 per barrel of oil. So we should expect the downside movement. The ultimate target and the ultimate technical support is 55.12, the low from the April 9th 2025. Bitcoin is still rallying higher. Nevertheless, we have the first warning sign. So this kind of a tricky candlestick pattern has been repeated again. After the market made 123,265 high, you can see this big upper shadow. Now you can see this big upper shadow here after the market actually closed positively. So the candle is green. However, it looks like bears are coming in to the market. So you can see it straight on. After, on the 4-hour time frame chart, after the breakout into the extremely overbought conditions, there is a big pullback downside back towards the level of $118,000. So right now, if bulls wants to continue the upside movement, they need to break back above the yesterday's high, 122,314, and then test 123,265 level and break it and make new all-time high. Otherwise, this daily time frame chart candle will be first warning signs that the correction is coming to the Bitcoin market. Last but not least, let's take a look at the Ethereum. And the Ethereum on the daily time frame chart is still looking very bullish. The target remains at the level of 4,540, which is not that far away if you consider this yesterday's high. It's $180 higher, and we have a perfect target projection for the wave 3 completed on the Ethereum market. market. If we switch to the 4-hour time frame chart, you can see that yesterday we got some consolidation, we got some profit taking. Nevertheless, any breakout above yesterday's high 4,361 opens the road towards the projected target for the wave 3, 4,540. That's everything from me for today. Thank you very much for watching this analysis, and I hope I see you guys next time. Take care and bye bye.